Have you seen that cute rom-com, The Runaway Bride? What do you call people who run away? Depending on the circumstances and the motivations, you call them by different names. For instance, a fugitive is a person who runs away from law. A deserter refers to an army person or a military personnel who abandons duty and disappears. Then you have a refugee who flees war. You have a skipper. A skipper normally skips responsibilities, mostly running away from mounting debts. And then you have avowal, absent without leave, again referring to mostly military people. But then anybody who's no show can also be called an avowal, absent without leave. But what do you call people who run away from family, friends, and relationships? Now, this is a very close bond. The bond between family and friends is so close, it can actually cause some stress, it can cause some friction, and people run away unable to take this stress. They run away from the very people who can actually support them when they are under stress. Because after all, family and friends are perhaps your closest people, and they are the people who might lend you a shoulder to cry upon. They are the people who will take care of you when you're sick, and they are the ones who will hold your hands when you are in mental and emotional shudders. Now, if you run away from them, breaking that bond, then the motivation must be something else. But there are people who do that, who run away from family and friends and close relationships. For instance, you take the word runaway, it refers to a minor who leaves home without permission. Eloper, an eloper leaves their parents and the siblings to run away with a romantic liaison. Every other person who runs away from family, friends, and relationships are called splitters. Now, why do they split? There is some kind of an emotion that makes them break that bond which is stronger than steel. Now, these people, they must be having some kind of a reclusive streak within them, and probably they like the cocoon of solitude than social interaction. But mind you, human beings are social animals. So if somebody abhors social interaction and runs away into a cocoon of solitude, then they have a behavioral disorder. They need to be helped. But they are running away from the people who can help them most, family and friends. In fact, Khalil Gibran had very beautifully said it in his poem when he said, when you run with the knowledge that you're running from your own fears. People who run away from family and friends are running more because of their imagination than because of reality. And people who run away from family and friends are usually prone to depression, loneliness, and even sometimes suicidal thoughts. So, if they need to break that and move away from breaking these relationships to building friendships and family relationships, familial and friendship is something so great that it can give you a cocoon that brings you into a social interaction rather than breaking you away from social interaction. So, if you want to move away from breaking those relationships and binding family and friends, then you need to be stoic. Now, Stoicism is a wonderful philosophical thought which says emotional balance and behavioral balance is most important to lead a wonderful life. So you need to rationalize. People who are stoic know that relationships involve people, and people can't be reined in like a horse. People go all over, they don't walk in a straight line, they are all over the place. So they know that this cannot be controlled. Stoic people know that they have to take what they cannot control with the same equanimity as what they can control. So they ignore the badness in a relationship and look at the goodness, focus on the goodness of a relationship. So build up your stoicism. Become a stoic person if you want to lead a much better life.